のですか?
Okay, so first thing you want to do is go to Ibis Paint X, go to my gallery, and as you can see here, I already did this, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to show you how to do it. So you're gonna click on the plus and then click on import picture, and here you're just gonna find the picture or the manga picture that you want to animate. So I'm gonna animate this, so I'm gonna select it, just click on cancel for this one. And then here, all you gotta do is go to the layers tab right here, and then select the selection layer. And then here you're just gonna select the part that you want to move. So I want to move this hairline over here, so we're going to select that. So just draw on that part until all of it is selected. Alright, so once you are done selecting the part, all you gotta do is go back to the layers tab, then select the image, and then you're going back and then select this, click on cut, then select it again, click on paste, check, and then select this again, and then remove the selection area. Now go back to the layers tab, select on the image, then hide the hair part, and then here all you gotta do is just cover this up. So what I like to do is I'm gonna go to the layers tab, and then I'm gonna add a new layer. And then for this layer, I'm gonna draw just the line art. Right, so we're gonna draw the line art so we can cover this area up. So this is what you're gonna do, just use your imagination. Alright, so here I'm drawing the ear. You don't have to be a pro artist to do this. Alright, just make sure you just cover them all up perfectly. Or not perfectly, but yeah, you get the point. Whatever. So now I'm done with the line art. We're gonna move on to the coloring. So we're gonna go back to image, add a new layer, and then here we're just gonna do the coloring. So this is gonna be easy for the coloring because we don't really have to blend because this is just a manga. But if you are if you're animating like a colored picture of a character, then it's gonna be a lot harder because you need to blend it with the color of the image. So if you're a beginner, just do the manga first. Alright, And I am done right now, as you can see. So all you gotta do is select this layer, click on this merge button, and then click it again, and there you go. That's the first part done. Now you're just gonna keep doing that. So we're gonna go to the selection layer again, and then select the next part that we want to move. Then once you're done selecting it, you're just gonna do the same thing. Go to the layers tab, select on the image, click this, cut, paste, check, then remove selection area, and then go to the image and hide it. There you go. Just cover this up again, and you just do that over and over again until you've cut all the parts that you want. I actually just used the one I used for the edit. So anyway, this is what it will look like when it's done. As you can see, it's not that perfect. I also did the eyes. So here's the eyelid, and here's the eyeballs. There you go. And then for the cover, all I did was just cover it all in white. That's all I did. But yeah, this is what it's gonna look like when you are done. So next thing we're gonna do is save the images. So to do that, we're gonna go to the layers tab, and then make sure all the parts are hidden except for the background one. This one over here, this one. And then we're going to save that as PNG. Then after that, we are going to save the parts individually. So we're gonna hide the background first, and then unhide this part, the first part, and then we're going to save it as transparent PNG. Then you're gonna hide it, then unhide the next part, and then save as transparent PNG. Then you're just gonna keep doing that until all parts are saved. So yeah, let's move on to Alight Motion. Alright, so here we are at Alight Motion. So we're just gonna put all the parts together. So make sure you put all of it. And I think that's all it. Wait. Nope, not that one. But this. Okay, I think that's the last one. What is this? Okay, nope. Alright, so yep, this is all the layers that we need. So here we have this part. We're not gonna move this part. This just to cover the hand. This hand over here. So yeah, we have the hand part, we have the eyeballs, we have the eyelids, and we have the hairs. There you go. That's the parts that we're going to move. So what we're going to do here is, let's first move the hairs. So we're gonna go to the hair ones and go to move and transform, then go to pivot. So to go to pivot, you're just gonna click once on the pan, and here you can adjust the pivot, and then move it at the end of the hair right here, and then go to the rotation one and add 3 keyframes here. Then we're gonna move it. Oh, this is the wrong layer, my bad. So we're just gonna move the pivot on the other side, because that was the wrong layer. My bad. There you go. So now we're good. And here we're gonna set the second keyframe to where you want the hair to move. Then we're gonna add these graphs over here. And yeah, that's it. Now we're gonna move on to the next hair. Go to the pivot, point it at the end, and then we're going to add 3 keyframes, and then make sure to set the second keyframe, not the third one, not what I'm doing here. Right, so second keyframe, there you go, add the graph, boom. For the eyes, we're gonna work on that later, so we're just gonna move on to the hand first. So pivot is gonna be right over here, and just add 3 keyframes as well. Second keyframe, adjust it to wherever you want it to move. Add the graphs, and there you go, that's the animations. Now, leaving it like this is kind of boring. We need a little life to the movements. So what we're gonna do is go to the hair layer, and then we're gonna add an effect called wave warp. And here you just want to mess with the effect. I'm gonna mess with it for a little, and I'm just gonna show you guys the result. Alright, so I messed with it a little, and here's the result. So for the face, I added 2 keyframes. First one is set to 0, and the second one is set to 0.69. Let's move that to 0.70. That's a really cursed number. For the angle, I added 2 keyframes as well. First is set to 121 degree, and then the second is set to 80 degree. Then for the spacing, it's 20, and for the magnitude, it's 0.7. And yeah, that's it. And here is the result, is what it looks like. As you can see, it adds more life to the hair, makes it look like a real hair that's actually moving and flowing. Then all you gotta do is just copy the effect and paste it on the other side, or the other hair. You can put these this wave warp on other parts like clothing, but you can't put it on like hands or something, because if you put it on a hand part, it will look like this. It's not great. That's not how our hand works. It doesn't flow like that. So yeah, you can only add it on hairs and clothings. Anyway, yeah, this is the animations. Now let's move on to the eyes. So we're just gonna find the eyelid layer. So is this it? Nope, that's the eyeballs. Here's the eyelid. And for the eyelid, we're gonna add 2 keyframes on pan, and then set the first keyframe, not the second, first keyframe, and then move it down. There you go. And then make sure that the eyeballs is below the eyelid layer. There you go. And then we're gonna add a graph, maybe adjust it a little. And here I should be noticing it. I'm gonna switch these. Yep. So yeah, this is what I'm talking about earlier. Make sure you set the first keyframe down, right? Not the second keyframe. Alright, so now she's opening her eyes. For the eyeballs, we're just gonna add a wipe effect. So let's just find the wipe effect. And here you're gonna set the angle to 90 degrees. Then click on start, and you're just gonna move to the right until you don't see the eyeballs anymore. As you can see, it's disappearing. So once it's completely disappeared, you're gonna add your first keyframe right here, and then add a second keyframe, and then adjust it until you see the eyeballs. And then for the graph of this, we're just gonna copy the graph that we did for the eyelid. So copy this graph and then paste it on the wipe effect. And yep, there you go. That's your animation. Now if you want to move the eyeballs, all you have to do is go to movement and transform, add 2 keyframes on pan, and then just move the first keyframe wherever you want. And as you can see, the eyeballs are moving. Pretty easy. Now we're not gonna do that. Okay, now if you're curious on how I did the eye glowing one, that's pretty simple. All you gotta do is just duplicate the eyeball layer, duplicate it, and then select the duplicated layer, and then we're just gonna add an effect called solid color. Then select the color of your choice. I'm gonna go with yellow, and then just add contrast, and there you go. There's the glow. Well, this is not how I did it. How I did it is I duplicate it again, and then select the duplicated one, and then change it to lighten or screen, my bad. Then just adjust the opacity like that. That's how I did it, but it might lag for you, so you can just go with the contrast one. But yeah, this is the animation. Thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I hope you learned something today. Peace.